After 21 years of breathtaking views from her Edmonds home,
Oh, it's wonderful. Yeah, it really is.
Dee Wells got to see the skyline from a very different angle.
I don't recommend it from down there. It isn't as good.
This 82-year-old firecracker was picking weeds this morning
Over I went, right over that log.
when she suddenly slipped down a steep embankment.
I just tumbled all the way down.
Down about 75 feet
I just kept rolling and bouncing all the way down the hill.
through nettles and berry vines,
Yeah, they're nasty.
eventually coming to rest on her side, stopping before the road below.
I thought maybe I could climb back up, but I couldn't. It was too wet and too slippery.
Passing cars couldn't see her and traffic drowned out her voice,
Nobody could hear me.
already softened by a stroke last year.
I thought you'd been abducted.
Her worried husband had no idea where she was until a neighbor thought to look down.
And she said she's probably gone over the bank, knowing me.
Lee's bright red hair called out like a beacon. Before long, Snohomish County's Fire District 1 was there with harnesses and ropes,
The fire department, they're terrific.
hauling her to safety.
And she did most of the work herself, which was amazing.
They're kind of
Her
swollen.
hands are swollen, but Dee refused a trip to the hospital.
That's a waste of time. I just want to go in and take a nap.
She's 82 and she's just full of spunk.
Dee's friends and family know after surviving a fall like that,
Where I went.
there's no better view than this.
Thank you.
Dee tells us she had a hip replacement about 10 years ago. It appears that hip is holding up just fine. In Edmonds, Joe Fryer, King 5 News.
Still ahead on Seattle's Morning News, it is Election Day 2012.
An election day always begins with questions,
Washington voters give an okay to gay marriage.
usually ends with answers,
Democrat Senator Ed Murray is
sometimes
We're hoping.
holds the potential
Washington's hopefully going to make history.
for new beginnings.
Excited. I'm ready to make history.
It's that possibility that motivated supporters of same-sex marriage to rise early and greet the morning commute.
Most people look really happy, even for a bunch of folks stuck in traffic.
They share the 45th Street overpass with opponents, competing for honks and thumbs.
He gives us the thumbs down to the reject people and then gives us the big thumbs up. We always appreciate that.
At Kaladi Brothers Coffee Shop on Capitol Hill, there's a blend of hope and anxiety.
It's really scary and exciting.
Heading into the day, they realize no state has ever voted for gay marriage, while 32 have rejected it.
Oh my goodness, I'm freaking out.
This is the last day, you guys. We have 12 hours remaining.
Knowing it'll be close,
I hope you are swollen with pride.
gay rights volunteers gather in the coffee shop's back room, then hit the streets one last time
So we're on 15. We just need to see if the numbers are getting higher.
to make sure every potential supporter votes yes on R-74.
And I'm with you.
Awesome. Thank you for your support. 02 and 1806.
For Rod Maplestone, it's
10.
different than canvassing for a candidate.
So it's his neighbor.
It feels more like he's campaigning for himself.
You know, most people who get married don't have to ask the whole state if they can do that. They just get the permission of, their parents and family and friends.
Thanks for doing this.
For openly gay State Senator Ed Murray, it's a campaign that started 17 years ago when, as a rookie legislator, he watched Washington pass the Defense of Marriage Act.
It was a pretty depressing moment in my career and actually in my life.
But gradually, he saw opinions change.
I've watched people who voted for the Defense of Marriage Act this year change their minds and vote for marriage equality.
Still, it's clear a good part of the population remains opposed to same-sex marriage.
We've had all kinds of reactions and a lot of positive, you can hear the horns honking. So
Jerry Gibbs and his wife Ruth, now married nearly 51 years, campaigned vigorously against R-74.
Marriage has a definition, and the definition is a man and a woman. There's no need to redefine that.
On that short sale, no.
That argument frustrates Kim Colapreti and Chavi Holmes, partners in business and in life.
From my standpoint, love is the most important thing, and that's what marriage is about.
Together for 15 years, only now is marriage entering the conversation.
Chavi and I are definitely committed to being married if this passes. Whether we're going to have the $20,000 wedding to go with it is another question.
Wedding planners would find no shortage of customers at the election results party.
I love you.
Take Brian Oberton and his boyfriend Louis Love, who was kicked out of his home at age 16 because he's gay. Like so many here, they're eager to marry.
and we keep every single flower, from the first flower I gave him, the first flower he ever gave me. We keep it in a basket,
for one day for that, flower girl to walk down the alley to be able to give to us.
In this crowded room, you can almost feel the heavy weight of history building.
It is a once-in-a-lifetime moment.
Until shortly after the polls close, and the wait begins to lift. With a slight lead, they can't declare victory quite yet.
You have made a difference.
But they can celebrate like they've won.
We're getting married, babe. Can you believe it? We did it.
With victories in Maine, Maryland, and Minnesota, the losing streak is now a winning one. As they take their party to the streets of Capitol Hill. Victory! And thank the voters who said yes to their proposal.
It's history, man.
In Seattle, Joe Fryer.
It's history. What's not to like?
King 5 News.
Michael, go ahead and put that on this card right here.
It takes more than sight to have a vision.
Can we start? Great time.
Students at Glacier Peak High in Snohomish know
Just put them on the ground.
it takes heart.
Here, I want to put this on top.
There was no shortage of heart
On the ground. There we go.
as they collected 22,000 cans for a food bank.
Guys, just banana boxes first.
And for organizer Brooklyn Dana,
There we go.
it will take even more heart
This past 2 weeks, I haven't been to class in days.
to fulfill
It all fits.
her next vision.
Everything's coming together perfectly, so I'm really excited.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
By now, nearly everyone in the senior class knows her plan except for Allie Steenis.
I feel like we should do something for her.
Allie is now legally blind after a rare eye disorder gradually erased her sight.
This is an amazing girl who doesn't think about her disability.
Yet they were all caught off guard earlier this year.
You ask good questions, extra credit.
When teacher John Bonner posed one question to a group of students meeting over lunch.
What would you do if you couldn't fail?
What would you do if you knew you could not fail?
And people were saying things like,
Oh, I want to make $1 million.
a famous movie star, or
I want a successful business.
whatever else. It got to Allie,
All she really said was she's just like, well, I just wish I could drive a car.
something that most of us take for granted.
And we were all just kind of like, oh.
You're up.
That stuck with her until homecoming coronation, when Allie and Brooklyn were sitting together inside the gym, and the big bright lights up above were turned off, revealing rows of tiny tea lights illuminating the runway down below.
She turned to me and she's like, oh my gosh, it looks so pretty. And it kind of took me back because I was like, wait, what? And she's like, when main lights are out, I can see smaller ones.
And with that,
This is just... Are you the one that called these people?
you could say a light bulb went on
Yeah.
in her head.
That's when Brooklyn's like, we could do this. Bless her heart.
I feel like it's a sword.
The bright idea came from a conversation with classmate Adrian Capel.
If we end it here...
What if they could string together thousands of Christmas lights,
Hey guys, we're going to put some lights out now.
transforming the school's parking lot
She's going to drive down.
into a driving alley
Crazy stuff.
for Allie.
We're kind of thinking airport runway here, where you're flanking the road with the lights.
Donations pour in faster than the cold December rain,
Hi! Thank you so much for coming.
so they can grant Allie's wish
Yes.
on the night of her 18th birthday.
So this is awesome. Yeah, this is... I'm just speechless. I'm just overwhelmed right now.
Her father Ken tells Allie they're meeting friends for dinner.
We're all waiting for you. It's going to be crazy.
So everyone get ready. To where?
She's here!
She's here!
But as she pulls into the dark parking lot, this is what she hears. Right before Brooklyn reminds her about that lunchtime meeting.
One of the questions was, what would you do if you knew you could not fail? Do you remember what you said?
It was driving.
Well, what are we doing here today? We are making your dream come true. Oh my God!
To make it happen,
How did you do this?
the students round up a driver's ed car and instructor
I'm scared.
who will guide Allie
Say your prayers.
through the illuminated track.
I can see the lights on the left and on the right now.
Quickly, it becomes clear their plan is working. And in spots where light is lacking, classmates fill the gaps with handheld battery-powered candles.
Oh my gosh, this is incredible.
Allie's personal guiding lights.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you. I'm speechless.
Like any first-time driver, she must still get acquainted with that sensitive stranger
Whoa!
The brake pedal. But for her parents, it's all good.
Never thought I would see this. Never thought I'd see this. No.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You guys have done so much for me. I just appreciate all of you. I love you all.
Allie knows it took their heart to put her dreams within sight. In Snohomish, Joe Fryer.
Yeah, hug. Thank you.
King 5 News.
Thank you. That was great.
This is awesome. Yeah.